Good evening and welcome to our Family Assessment Night. I'll be going over our 2025 Family Assessment presentation. I am Sharika Butler. I will be your facilitator for this evening. I am the ESOL Compliance Specialist and the Testing Coordinator for Lake Jim Elementary. As we move through tonight, you all are welcome to follow along and use your note taker that has been presented to you. The purpose of this presentation is to provide information and resources to empower families to feel confident in their understanding of spring state assessments. This agenda you see here will be how our session will be organized. We will begin with our introduction, assessment information, student experience, testing accommodations, and any questions that you all may have. Let's begin with some important assessment information. This section will be framed to answer the following questions. Why is it important for my student? What are the spring state assessments? Who takes the assessment? When do the assessment take place? And how can students prepare for state assessments? Before we begin sharing information, inside your participant guide, you will find an assessment note taker like this one on the screen. These are 5 sections that follow the outline of the questions reviewed on the previous slide. Here you can add additional information that you find helpful for you. The first question that we're going to discuss is, why is it important for my student? First, the assessment scores are used in the following ways. 1, they help parents and educators determine the best way to serve each student. 2, they ensure that students have learned the appropriate content and preparation for the next course. 3, graduation requirements are met through demonstrated proficiency on specific assessments. And then lastly, promotion and retention are also determined by students' performance on certain assessments, which we'll also cover momentarily. When reviewing student scores, they will often be communicated in categories such as achievement level, scale score, or percentile rank. Each scoring category represents a student's performance in a different way, and knowing the difference in these categories can help better understand how your student is performing. The Terms to Know document shown here includes information about these scoring categories, as well as some additional assessment-related terms that you may encounter. Student results for all spring state assessments are available for families through the State Family Portal, which can be accessed through Skyward and Parent Portal. This is the preferred method for families to access their students' results. The How to Access State Assessment Scores through the Skyward Parent Portal handout walks you through the steps and is available to you in your participant guide. Once in the Family Portal, results from the most recent testing are displayed as you see on the screen here. Your student scores is provided, and there is a nice visual display to show where that student score falls on the scale score. There are some additional options here for families as well. The View Detailed Report button changes the display so that results are presented slightly different, showing percentile rank. There's also some additional tabs which will break down student performance even further. Another option which is available in the Download Detailed Report button, which will generate the detailed version of the individual student report. This option is available for all content areas with the exception of best writing. If you were to press the Download Detailed Report button, this is what the first page of the report would generally look like. The data on this report includes your student scale score, their achievement level ranging from 1 to 5, and percentile rank. The remainder of this report will look different depending on if a student is in grades K2 or in grades 3 and above. For students in grades K2, the Start Early Literacy Assessment will provide an additional table of information. For students in grades 3 and above, families will get specific guidance on how to support students based on their performance. Scores for the Florida Assessment of Student Thinking, or FAST, are used in the following ways. Students in grade 3 must achieve a level 2 or higher on the ELA reading PM3 to be promoted onto grade 4. Real-time student results for statewide science assessment will also be available in the State Family Portal access to Skyward Parent Portal. Just like all spring state assessment, the SSA is a computer adaptive test. The next question that we're going to focus on is, what are the spring state assessments? The Florida Department of Education defines a computer adaptive test as one that is delivered online and uses a computer algorithm to select each test question based on the student answer to a previously administered item. All of the spring state assessment listed here are computer adaptive. With each of these computer adaptive tests, items may become progressively more difficult as students successfully respond to items, and easier if students answer more questions incorrectly. Also highlighted here is the acronym to know, resource which you have in your participant guide. The Florida Assessment for Student Thinking, or FAST, for students in kindergarten through grade 2 is a computer adaptive assessment that is administered through the Renaissance platform. The purpose of this assessment is to measure students' mastery of the benchmarks for excellent student thinking, also known as BEST. These assessments are intended to be completed in one session in one day, and it is recommended that students only take one subject test per day. The Start Early Literacy Assessment takes about 10 to 20 minutes for students to complete. The average time for students to complete Start Reading is 15 to 20 minutes, and for Start Math is completed in about 20 to 30 minutes. The Florida Assessment for Student Thinking, or FAST, for grades 3 through 10 ELA and 3 through 8 Mathematics is a computer adaptive assessment that is administered through the State Test Delivery System. The purpose of this assessment is to measure students' mastery of the benchmarks for excellent student thinking, also known as BEST. This assessment is administered in one session ranging from 100 to 120 minutes, which is 1 hour 40 minutes to 2 hours. Depending on the grade level, however, students may continue working up to the length of a typical school day if needed. Students enrolled in grades 4 through 10 will participate in the BEST Writing Assessment. These assessments are delivered and students' responses are recorded via a computer-based test platform. The platform is called the Test Delivery System. They are intended to measure student mastery of the benchmark of excellent student thinking. BEST Writing Assessment consists of one text-based constructed response item where students read a variety of text and respond to a prompt. BEST Writing Assessments are administered in one 120-minute session. Any student not finished by the end of the 120-minute session may continue working up to half the typical of the school day. The Statewide Science Assessment, or SSA, are computer adaptive assessments administered through the State Test Delivery System. The purpose of this assessment is to measure student mastery of the Next Generation Sunshine State Standard, NGSSS, in science. This assessment is administered in one 160-minute session with a short break in the first 80 minutes. Our next question is, who takes the assessment? As we go through this section, we will break down who takes the assessment and provide a summary of all students at the end. Kindergarten through second grade will take FAST through the Renaissance platform. At this level, there are 3 separate assessments called Start Early Literacy, Start Reading, and Start Math. Students in kindergarten will either take Start Early Literacy or Start Reading, depending on their previous score from PM1 and PM2. If they earned an 852 or higher for PM1 or PM2, kindergarten students would take Start Reading. Students in first and second grade will complete Start Reading. And students in kindergarten through second grade will complete STAR Math. Students in grades 3 through 5 will complete Fast English Language Arts, ELA, and Fast Mathematics through the State Test Delivery Platform. Students in grades 4 and 5 will complete the Best Writing Assessment, and students in 5th grade will complete the Statewide Science Assessment. This table shows a quick overview of each grade level and the corresponding assessment they may take. This view shows a comprehensive snapshot of all state assessments students may encounter as they progress year to year. Next up, we're answering, when do these assessments take place? The following test dates are as follows for students in grade kindergarten through second grade. May 2nd, kindergarten will take the FAST Start Early Literacy, and on May 5th, kindergarten will take the STAR Math. On May 12th, first and second grade will take the FAST STAR Reading, and on May 13th, first and second grade will take the FAST Math. On April 1st, students in grades 4th and 5th will take Best Writing. On May 1st, students in grades 3 through 5 will take the FAST ELA Reading. On May 5th, students in grades 3 through 5 will take the FAST Mathematics. On May 15th, students in 5th grade will take the Statewide Science Assessment. Next up, we are going to discuss how can students prepare for testing. There are many things we can do to help prepare students for testing. Begin by offering encouragement and reassurance. Let your student know that you believe in them. Doing so can help them feel more confident and a greater sense of calm when it comes to testing. A good night's sleep before testing is extremely important. Children need a proper amount of sleep to support and improve focus. Eating a healthy breakfast has shown to improve concentration, alertness, comprehension, memory, and learning. Attendance is a big factor when it comes to testing. While attendance is also important, it is beneficial for students to be present on the day of testing. Arriving on time can help alleviate the stress caused by rushing. Lastly, support your child by maintaining a positive go-getter mindset. It is best for students to approach each question to the assessment with their best efforts. You can access the State Student and Families Portal to learn more about FAST. In your participant guide, you will find the family resources available in the FAST portal document that can be used as a reference to help you navigate the portal. The Student and Family Portal can be found by visiting flfast.org/families. The QR code shown on the screen can be scanned and will take you directly to the website. The FAST portal has sample items available to view for early literacy, reading, and math for kindergarten through second grade. On the screen, you see a few examples. You can see the assessment looks different depending on the grade level and subject. Notice that the early literacy assessment includes a listen button that will provide audio for the directions and questions. The FAST portal has online sample and practice questions available for grades 3 through 10 ELA and 3 through 8 mathematics, writing, and EOC. It will be helpful for students to familiarize themselves with the type of questions they will see on the assessment they are taking. It is important for us all to help students understand the recommended strategies for approaching computer adaptive tests. These assessments are different from the traditional fixed form assessment most of us are used to. Students are not able to preview all of the questions up front, and they are not able to answer the questions they know first. Consider all of the following. Guessing through the assessment is not recommended. Instead, Students should try their best on each item. Also, with each correct response, the algorithm will increase the difficulty of the next item because it is trying to see just how far each student can go. With that in mind, remind students that if their test seems to be getting harder, that could be a good sign. Now that we have reviewed the different assessments, we're going to discuss the student experience on testing day and during testing sessions. At the beginning of a test session, the administrator will read a set of testing rules to the group. Please take a moment to read over an example of the testing rules shown on the screen. It is important to know and understand the testing rules. A violation could result in a testing invalidation. If a student test is invalidated, they will not receive a score. If a student is found with an electronic device or is found using Bluetooth wireless headphones, earbuds during testing, their test will be invalidated. The only device permitted during testing is a school-wide device used to take the assessment. Students are not permitted to have any electronic devices during testing. That includes cell phones, smart glasses, tablets, smart watches, wireless headphones. Any possession of such device is cause for an invalidation. Some assessments include reference sheets. Students in grade 3 are not provided a reference sheets for mathematics. Students in 4th through 5th grade are provided a mathematics reference sheets. Please be sure that your child feels comfortable using these assessment materials and tools prior to testing day. The Renaissance Testing Platform has introduction videos available for students who will be taking the Start Early Literacy Assessment. The videos will show students the features of a computer and a tablet and explain how to navigate the platform to answer questions. Please scan the QR code to better understand how to navigate the testing platform. Students may already be familiar with the testing platform from assessing during PM1 and PM2. Our last session for this evening is going to discuss testing accommodations. Appropriate accommodations are provided during state testing for students with disabilities and who have an IEP or 504 plans, and students that are identified as English language learners or students who have recently exited ELL. Please be advised that some accommodations that are used in the classroom may not always be appropriate for state testing. Please, if you have any questions regarding testing accommodations, please see Ms. Saunders and Dr. Simon. Let's review some helpful tips for families regarding testing accommodations. It is important to review your child's IEP, 504 plan, or ELL status to become familiar with the available accommodations. Encourage your students to use their accommodations during testing. Your school testing coordinator is the best person to speak to if you have any questions about your student accommodation and state testing.